Welcome to the Journey to the Sun, an e-portfolio of educational artifacts created during my studies within the Masters of Educational Technology program at the University of British Columbia. My name is Kenneth Buis, and I welcome you to this showcase of my work and reflections. The sun, the all-seeing eye of heaven, has long been the symbol of insight and vision. For my metaphor, I chose the myth of Icarus and Daedalus to use as a central idea to connect to my journey deep into the space of flows in which educational technology resides. When I began the program, like Icarus, I was anxious to create new learning spaces and technological experiences without understanding the greater ramifications of my actions upon my teaching, practice, and learning. Now that I reach the end of the program, I am more like the wise Daedalus, craftsman of Athens. I carefully construct and analyze digital spaces for teaching and learning that take into account the many theories I have studied within this master's program. I understand the power of technology in education and learning and use it carefully to create social, academic, and scaffolded digital spaces of learning that become a community rather than a digital textbook. Here is my ePortfolio site. Here is my website for the Masters of Educational Technology Journey to the Sun, and you'll notice that it's in two columns. It's a responsive website using the latest technology, HTML5, CSS3, jQuery, and Liquid frameworks, and the idea is that you can also view this on your phone. Now up here on the top you'll notice that there is a little slideshow that plays through, and this is imagery of all the central elements of the ePortfolio, including the myth of Icarus and Daedalus. Following that we have a little introduction, my journey to the sun, and on each page there is a quote that sort of enables a conversation based on the content within the page itself. And you can see over here to the left we have the navigation. So for example, it's divided up into the various topics about the journey to the sun, the study of flight, building the wings, flight itself, the wisdom of the sun, and contact. And as you bring your mouse over, it responds to you. So you can see about the journey, there's a little piece about me, in my background and what I do. Next thing is the proposal, and this enables the viewer to go through and look at the proposal for this ePortfolio. Underneath that is the guided tour, which we're doing now. The myth and the metaphor. This is about the myth of Icarus and Daedalus, so I retell the myth here, and then I bring in the metaphor and apply it to this ePortfolio. Underneath that, you have the bibliography with all the resources that I've used for my reflections and insights into this ePortfolio itself. Following that, we have the study of flight, and so I begin this with a general reflection about digital spaces of learning and educational technology and learning theories, etc. After that, I begin the courses, so I begin with ETEC 500, which was the first course I took. And this is the foundational course of the program, talking about research methodologies. And each page is set up with a graphic that responds to your mouse. Underneath are two buttons. One goes to the artifacts, and the artifacts you can see here expand based on that show more button or show less. Okay, and at the other button is reflections, and you can see my reflection on each course. Underneath that, there's a little like button, so you can click on that to say, yes, I like it, and it's kind of fun. And underneath that is a little comment page, and this allows for an interactive Web 2.0 style within the website itself. And on the bottom is a quote, and all of these quotes are my own, they're things that I've written, and they're just there to stimulate conversation again. So building the wings, we have the foundational courses, and you can see each course itself uses an image from ancient Greece that reflects the topic of the subject. So you can see there's a little interesting introduction, the artifacts are set up, and the reflection is on the bottom, which can easily be accessed just by clicking on reflections.